Greetings, friends. It is I, your friendly neighborhood Rabbi John Carrier. Delighted that you have joined us for another video. This is number 27 of the Elul Daily with PJTC. Just a couple more to go. I can see the finish line from here, and I can't wait to meet you there. All this month, we've been doing an exercise called Heshbon Hanefesh, that is examining our souls, examining our deeds, making a plan for growth in the year to come. We've been doing that through the lens of responsibility. That is, what are the responsibilities we have to our world, to our community, to our family and friends, to ourselves. This last week of Elul in particular, we've been focused on our responsibility toward the world. For the last couple of days, we've been talking about our responsibility toward the planet, toward the natural resources that we have. We've been looking at our role as a steward of the earth, just as it says in Bereshit in Genesis chapter 2, that God placed us in the garden to tend it and to take care of it. For the next couple of days, I want to shift our focus a little bit from the natural world around us to the people in the world around us. One of my favorite parshiot in the Torah, that's from Parsha, from the weekly reading cycle that we have. One of my favorite sections is Parashat Re'eh. That's from Sefer Devarim, or the book of Deuteronomy, where it teaches us about a proper disposition toward the needy who are among us. And it does so by way of paradox. And this paradox is in a passage that's laid in the context of economic justice, of remission of debt to help people find their way up, other rules designed us to keep from having a permanent underclass, if you will. And it says, if you keep these commandments, there shall never be needy among you. A few verses later, it raises the question, if you ever find needy people among you, here's what you should do next. And then here's where the paradox comes in. This passage concludes with the sentence, there shall always be needy among you. And in a way, I'm like, thanks, Hashem. Thanks for trusting us. You say, oh, no needy, maybe needy. Definitely needy. You guys are going to mess this up. And so I wrestle with this a little bit, but on my best day, how I read this is not as a paradox, but as a framing of the ideal versus the real. Yes, we have something to reach for, a society where there are no needy people, but also the reality that that's not likely to be the case anytime soon, and we have constant work to do in the meantime. And so part of our stewardship of the earth and our tending of the garden, if you will, is how do we take care of all the people who we can help? And maybe that sounds like a tall order, helping all the people you can. There's 7+ billion people on this planet right now, and I don't know most of them. But there are ways in which we can give people a hand up, whether it's donating to charities internationally, helping out people locally. And just like we started the conversation on environmental stewardship with recognizing success, today I want to ask you this. What success have you had in the last year helping the needy? I think it's important to recognize those things where you have reached out to people and maybe beyond your comfort zone, helping people who are in need. I know this video is going out to PJTC, and I've always found PJTC to be a very generous community when it comes to helping people in need. So I'm willing to bet that if even you don't see yourself as a generous person or see yourself as a person who helps the needy, there's probably something that you did this year, either through helping out a charity, through working in a soup kitchen. I know a lot of volunteer opportunities have been kind of off the table this year, but I know we also have a High Holidays food drive. Maybe you brought in a can of beans. I don't know. That is a victory, and it's worth counting. So that's the question of the day. How have you been successful in the last year helping the needy? I want you to think of all those, write down your successes. I know you're probably too humble to brag about this stuff, but if you feel like it, put it in the comments to this YouTube video, send me an email. It's inspiring for other people to see, and maybe they're like, oh, I never thought of that. Maybe I can do that too. So feel free to humble brag a bit. I won't judge you, and it is worth noticing those successes. So here on day 27 of Elul, I am so delighted you've joined us for the Elul Daily with PJTC. Can't wait to wrap up this series with you, and until next time, friend, peace.